Welcome to Tuesday Talks here on Camping with Ed, guys. So this week, I thought it would be a great opportunity for us to talk about fire starters. And what are some of the different products that are out on the market? And what are some of the different methods that people use to start their fires? So I do watch a couple YouTubers that have different homemade methods that they use, and we're going to discuss that later on. It can't be a Camping with Ed video unless we have a cigar review. So of course I got a nice premium cigar. It's the first time on this channel that we're going to discuss this particular cigar. I'm looking forward to that, so that's also going to be fun. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate you for tuning in and staying tuned. So let's cue that music. Start talking about the different products that are out on the line for starting a fire on a campsite or at home or wherever you're going. The first one that we talk about on this channel a few times, and it's my go-to, is this Pine Mountain fire starter log. It's just a simple fire starter log. You light the package and it burns through. These work fantastic. There's another brand, which is a Duraflame, same kind of concept as the Pine Mountain, a little bit smaller, but again, these are one of the ones I have in my camping arsenal that I use. And then finally, my wife just got me for my birthday this past weekend, something that I did request. These are smaller little bricks for fire starters. There's 64 in this box. Box really isn't that big. But it says it's a quick start and long-lasting, easy to light, safe, lightweight, and very travel-friendly. So I'm very curious to see. Well, let's open it. Let's see what one of these look like. Because the Pine Mountain one is a very big log, so that does take up a lot of room. Oh wow, these are tiny. So here's the bag. Let's pull one of these out. Oh wow, look at this. That's tiny. It feels like it's just compressed wood. It really doesn't have an odor. You would think it'd have some sort of accelerant odor on it, but nothing. Wow, I'm very curious to see how these work. So I will try these out soon and circle back with you guys to let you know how they work, because they're very compact. That's very small. That'd be great for taking if you do a stealth camping, which I have yet to do, but it's on the agenda. So those are just some of the type of products that they have on the market. There is plenty of them on the market. So these are just three of the ones that I have. Now, when you start talking about other things, other uses that people use, like homemade fire starters. Like, here's an example. Here's one here. It's a toilet paper, but it's stuffed with lint from the dryer. These light nicely. They stay lit. They're a great use of the fire starters. There's another YouTuber that I watch. It's called 5 Bites. 5 Bites. It's a guy. He just goes out. He does his weekend adventures. He's pretty laid back, he's chill, but in his episodes, when he starts his fire, he brings his little box of kindling, and his choice for fire starter is always duct tape. He brings a roll of duct tape, he opens it up, crumples it up a little bit, and that's what he uses to start the fire. So, household duct tape, that's another great tool to use for a fire starter. Now, when we're talking about fire starters, I also wanted to talk about the different methods that people use to start a fire. The easiest, most common way is with a lighter. Just use a lighter, you start your log or you start your fire starter. The more primitive or bushcraft people use like a flint striker, where you have a flint steel and you would just get a spark like that with a flint striker. So those are just some of the other methods to light the fire. Keeping the fire lit is a whole nother story. So if there's not enough oxygen or air getting into that fire, then it dissipates, it just goes out. So one of the products that are on the market is a fire straw. As you can see here, I have. It's just a long straw where you take the straw and you would blow into the fire. You're putting air, CO2 air, into the fire, which is then gonna make it ignite. Now, when I'm home camping, this works, it's great. But there's other methods, there's other ways to do it. You ready for this one? A leaf blower. Yes, a leaf blower. That works phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So, I'm curious to see what other products do people use. Do you use homemade fire starters? Do you just use tinder? Do you just use a different brand of these logs? So if you do have something different, throw it in the comments. I'm willing to try all different things. I want to see what's the best application, because these do get kind of expensive. This one actually was almost $2, and these Pine Mountain ones are only $1. So if you go to Walmart, again, this one's getting ripped open a little bit, but you can see inside there, it's pretty much the same material that's inside the these new ones that I got. 64 squares. I mean, that is tiny, but we'll see how it works. So again, great methods. I do have one other thing that I want to show you guys that I got for my birthday, actually for Christmas last year, and I haven't used them yet, but I'm very curious to see how they work. It's a color changing fire packets. I got a bunch of them, and you color your fire pit, your campfire or a bonfire. So when you throw this packet inside the fire, all different colors show up in the fire. So I'm curious to see how this works one night too. So that'll be nice. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna get ready here, get my cigar out. We're gonna have a quick cigar review. Enjoy the cigar, and I'll touch back base with you guys. Thanks. Okay, it's cigar time and step 2 time. Step 2, Diet Pepsi. So let's get a little drink. And tonight's cigar is a little bit different than we've showcased prior on the channel. So there are different cigars that are out there that are infused with different flavors. It's a cigar that just has different blends or infusions. So tonight's cigars by a manufacturer, excuse me, by a manufacturer called Forged Cigars. It's the Diesel cigar, and this is it's called Whiskey Row. And this cigar is infused through whiskey. So again, it tells you it's called the Rabbit Hole, and it's from a sherry cask. So this will be pretty interesting to see. I'm curious to see if it's very fragrant when I open it. So let's go ahead and open it. Take a look. Oh, you definitely do smell a sweeterness to it. There it is, opened. So, oh, that is nice. It's got a very sweet aroma. So again, we're gonna use the V-cut. That's my go-to. Last week we talked about the different methods for cutting a cigar: the punch, the V-cut, and the straight cut. My go-to is usually the V-cut. Again, you're just taking the cigar, putting it inside the V-cut, and one quick swipe. Perfect V-cut. And then we have our torch lighter with our... Wow, you really can taste it. Wow, that you really do taste the sweetness right off the bat. I'm not sure how long it's going to stay through the draw of the cigar, but again, It's the Diesel Rabbit Run, or Rabbit Row, I'm sorry. And it's made by the manufacturing company is Forged Cigars. One of my local cigar shops had a promotion where if you bought so many of these, any cigars under the Forged brand, you bought 5 cigars, you got tickets inside a drawing for a golf package. Came with a golf bag, a $300 Golf Galaxy gift card, whiskey. I think it was the whiskey that this was paired with, and then finally a t-shirt. So I didn't win, but it was still nice. So it did prompt me to go outside of my comfort zone and try something different, which I'm kind of glad I did because this really isn't bad. I do taste the peppery taste right in the back here. But man, very sweet, very nice, very not too strong. I would say it's a more medium, not so strong, not so mild. I would call it a medium smoke, a medium cigar. But all in all, nice cigar. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything you want to talk about next week for Tuesday Talks, throw it in the comments or reach out to me directly so we can talk about things. I want to have this as an open channel. If there's anybody who has questions, I did have a comment regarding the butane burner stove that I had, so I did answer that, and I appreciate the comments. That's a great stove. We'll do another review on that again. Haven't used it very much, but it's a great piece of equipment to bring camping with you. Used to have those old double burner Coleman stoves, which were huge. These single burner butane stoves have really changed the way people use for cooking portable things. A lot of times for breakfast or something, it's just easier than starting a whole fire. But when you're camping, you love a campfire. Well guys, another Tuesday's passed. Wednesday's tomorrow. I appreciate you all. I hope you all have an amazing week. I really hope to get an adventure in this weekend. Last weekend I was all set up, ready to go, and then the wind came. I might just throw that video I have of the setup that I did with how bad the wind was. It actually collapsed my tent. The wind was so strong here. So I had to abort the camp out. So maybe this weekend I might have the opportunity to actually, do a camp out, because I do want to show again, as I stated last week, I want to show that cooking apparatus that I got for the campfire. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll see you next week.